Do you want to hear my most favorite 10 Costa Rica fun facts? Well, my name is Muriel, welcome to this video, and I make videos about living in Costa Rica, travel to Costa Rica because I moved to Costa Rica in 2018. And my most favorite reasons for why I decided to stay here with my family, I'm gonna summarize them here in this video. So if you're curious about hearing about my favorite Costa Rica fun facts, stick to my video until the end. And here is a little bit about myself before we're gonna dive right in. Fun fact number one is that Costa Rica allows you to live a lifestyle that goes back hundreds of years back. Now, I am probably not the best example because I work online, I work from home, I use technology, so I need electricity and all that stuff. But for those who really want to live off grid, just live with a couple of animals that I have too, as well, I must say, because I have 3 dogs and a cat. Well, Costa Rica is perfect for that. And I think that's a big fun fact because Costa Rica allows people from all walks of life to have fun, to live their lives, to vacation in the way that they prefer. I think with every reason that is fun fact number 1. And Sophie really wants to say hi. What am I doing here, right? Costa Rica fun fact number 2 is the Ticos, the Costa Rican people. The people that I have met so far make my stay enjoyable, fun, pleasant. Seriously, if I think back, the very first time before we even set foot on Costa Rica land, we were still on the plane, some local Costa Rican people helped us to organize ourselves in the plane. It was messy. We were traveling with 5 people. We were all sitting somewhere else, including our minor kids who were not sitting with us. And some Costa Rican people really stood up and just gave up their awesome spots near the window to us so we could stick all together in the plane with our kids who were minor. And that is just one example of the many examples that I have experienced, how open-minded and open-hearted Ticos are. So I think that's a deservable second fun fact of Costa Rica, that the Costa Rican people are really amazing, making your time in Costa Rica really a good time. And of course, if you pin me on my words, you're going to say, well, I've met not nice Ticos or Ticas. Of course, those bad people are everywhere. But I think it's really worth it to meet Ticos and Ticas, part of Costa Rica. So fun fact number 3, compared to where I come from, that is Europe, the Netherlands, is that being late or too late is totally not bad at all. Now, that was really weird for me to get adjusted to because people from the Netherlands are overall 5 minutes early and the latest right on time. Well, in Costa Rica, it's different. So don't get stressed when someone you have an appointment with is late. I can imagine you will stay stressed if you don't let go of that old value. And I assure you, you're going to have way more fun if you just adjust to that. We all have it once in a while that it is not our fault that we are too late on an appointment because, I don't know what, a mud stream just took away a part of the road, or you have a flat tire, or, you know, it happens to all of us once in a while. Now, you can be relaxed. And the people will not experience as that you are late. It's just, you know, we just adjust the appointment a little and it is fine. Now, how fun is that, right? Fun fact number 4 is that taking a nap or hanging in a hammock midst of the day, 1 or twice per day, is not a bad thing. And again, I compare this fun fact with how I'm used to living in the Netherlands, and that's a different culture, the Netherlands and my Northern Europe. It's kind of, you know, observed as and labeled as that you're lazy when you're napping. Well, in this Latin American culture, napping during the hottest time of the day is pretty normal. And even you will see workers who work on the roads, or, you know, people you can see working outside, they just take naps in the shade under trees and stuff at the hottest time of the day during their official lunch break. So napping is really accepted, and I think that's so much fun because I remember that napping, you know, it's good for a person if you feel that you need it, that you can take a nap. So welcome to Costa Rica. Napping is a good thing. This is also a fun fact who is amazed by architecture and has their own thoughts about how their ideal house should look like. I assure you that where I am from in the Netherlands, it's really not possible to have an unlimited choice in the design of your house. Let me state it this way, there are very strict rules and policies about how a house can look like, even if an architect has designed the house and it's build-wise, you know, tech-wise, safety-wise, all good and strong, house, a strong design, then still in the Netherlands, it's very, very strict and you're totally not free to choose your own design. While in Costa Rica, you have a way more freedom in choosing your design. So basically, yes, you have to stick to the laws and the rules of the architecture. I don't know how to pronounce that, but there is an officialty for, you know, a design before you get a permit to build should be approved by a bureau of architects in San Jose. That's like an official, one of the steps that you have to take before you can start building your house. But I assure you, I know a lot of people, including myself, who built their own house, and you know, you can do it as you wish. More or less, of course, it should have safety stuff, but that makes sense, right? So yeah, if you want to live in a very cool house with, I don't know, you can literally do so much things. I even know people who build a house with a slide that goes straight into the pool and all fun stuff and climbing aspects and stairs and different layers, and amazing. I think this is a paradise for those who are dreaming in a real dream house. Another fun fact of Costa Rica is that the paper money really looks fun. Just look it up, Google it. The money that's the colone of Costa Rica has beautiful colors, and it shows beautiful animals, creatures living here in Costa Rica. It's really one of the most amazing and fun looking money I've ever seen, and I've traveled through about 30 countries in the world. Yeah, this is really worth it to look up, and I think it was worth it to share here. What do you think? Okay, another Costa Rica fun fact is, and this is also serious stuff, you know, it's not just a ha video, but Costa Rica has a democratic government. Now, I believe, being born and raised in a democratic government myself in the Netherlands, I believe it's more fun living in a democracy than in a dictatorship government. And of course, I cannot state it knowing how it feels to live in a dictatorship government or where people are suppressed. But I've traveled through a lot of countries before we started a family, way before we decided to move to Costa Rica. And there was so much stress and hidden things and underground movements in non-democratic governments. I think this is really a good foundation to be able to have fun when it's a democratic government. What are your thoughts on this? Costa Rica fun fact number 8 for me is that there is a lot of fun to achieve for a lot of different type of people. Why? Well, it is because Costa Rica has more or less about 11 microclimates. Now, if you thought that Costa Rica is only wet season or dry season and is always super warm, then overall I must say, yeah, you're kind of right, but it's really true that there are areas in Costa Rica where it can be below zero. And there are parts of Costa Rica where it can be so dry that the ground is just cracking, and in other areas it will never be so dry. There are mountain climates in Costa Rica for those who just really don't like the beach type of life, or people just don't like the beach and just love mountains. It is here. And vice versa, for those who adore the ocean. Costa Rica has, I dare to say, one of the most beautiful beaches of all the world. And with that, perfect for surfers, for swimmers, for all kinds of activities. So I think it's really fun to be in Costa Rica because it allows people from all walks of life to find their way. So I thought it was worth it to mention. Now I'm curious to hear, what type of person are you? What would you be attracted to in Costa Rica the most as microclimate? Fun fact number 9, have you ever seen a hummingbird? I think that's such a fun looking bird with those wings that fly really, really fast. And they look like basically a big, beautiful insect. Now let me stand like this, hoping that a hummingbird will come and enjoy the flowers, because this is a very favorite plant for flower for hummingbirds. But the cool fact is that there are 52 hummingbird species living in Costa Rica. And I had to reread that number. I thought it was a typo whatsoever, but it's really true. 52 hummingbird species is amazing. But another fun fact of Costa Rica is that it doesn't just have hummingbird species, many of them, but also many wild type of animals, monkeys, sloths, all types of cats, all kinds of types of cats. And yeah, that's just really worth to mention if you're thinking about choosing a destination. I chose Costa Rica over, for example, Puerto Rico, where I visited both countries or the places in one vacation, and I really loved Puerto Rico for its beaches, its beautiful weather. But when I discovered all the wildlife and beautiful birds living in Costa Rica, I was sold. It's gonna be Costa Rica to live in, period. And finally, the final number 10 fun facts of Costa Rica is, and I think that makes it so much fun and so not stressful, you can come to Costa Rica 12 months per year. So if you have limited vacation, then you don't need to worry, but you have to focus on which area you choose. Now, that is not really where I'm going to dive deep into, but there are parts where it's always colder. As in other parts, there's parts where it's always wetter. But you will see in some months of the year, for example, the wettest months where I live at the peninsula of Nicoya, is October. Now, I do know that in those months, in another part of Costa Rica, it is super dry. So that means that you have a choice where to visit when you can come and visit Costa Rica. Now, isn't that fun? I think that makes life way easier, way more smiley. And with that being said, I look forward to reading your replies below. There will be probably way more fun facts to mention that I haven't mentioned in this video, but for that I'm always recommending people, you know, share your comments below, share your questions below. Of course, it's super appreciated if you give me your thumbs up and share my video with those you think can benefit from my video. But I love hearing from you. Overall, that's my purpose. My channel is for you. So yeah, thanks for watching until the far end. My dogs are here as well. That's a fun fact for me, being able to have the space to share my property with 3 amazing dogs who are always around me when I'm making videos and do funny things when you are not watching. But that is just a side note. Thanks so much for watching and see you soon.